welcome to Watch It, a show filmed at the magnificent Smallbrook Studios, looking over the Thames, not far from Buckingham Palace here in Southampton. And not at all in my room, because I look way too amateurish.
Yeah.
You golf people, you know that, don't you?
I know. Hi, my name's Luke.
And my name's Wayne, and welcome to Watch It, a movie review show with a difference.
So basically, me and Wayne are going to swap films with each other. We're not going to know what the films are, and we need to watch them and give our honest opinion about them.
Now, these movies could be, even very, very recent movies, or they can be movies from 50 plus years ago. It doesn't matter. As long as we got a copy of them, which obviously will help, then there's a good chance that it could get reviewed here on Watch It. Now, we've actually got some quite exciting news. Well, I think it's pretty cool, but you probably think it's lousy, but then, your opinion means whatever it means.
Very little.
Very little. Damage. What's I saying? Oh yeah, we've got some what we think is quite exciting news, and it's relating to obviously Watch It, and we're going to let you know about that towards the end of the show. But of course, if you're that excited to find out what we're talking about, then of course you can obviously skip all this and go towards the end and find out. So if you want to do that, that's fine. We'll wait here for you. So just give your head, and we'll wait here for you. Go on, just come back here afterwards, okay? So how you doing, Luke? All right?
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, I'm fine. Good. Don't be so nosy. Oh, they're back. Okay, now if you did do that, don't tell the other people that were watching this show, because they're being patient with that. Okay, so thank you very much. Okay, so what was the film I asked you to watch, Luke?
The film you asked me to watch is What Lies Beneath.
Now, What Lies Beneath is a really good film, I think. It's a supernatural film thriller. And the basic story, the plot of the story is you've got a husband and wife, their daughter's left home to go to school, and he's a little bit of a dubious character, I think. I don't want to give too much away, and some strange things begin happening, and only the wife knows about it, and it's pretty cool. But what did you think?
I remember, to be honest, when it first came, I remember watching it when it first came out, and I remember being quite creeped out by it, because without giving too much away, it's kind of a ghost type story, and I don't do ghost stories that well. I love horror, don't do ghost films, so watching it again, yeah, the moments when I first watched it, the scenes that creeped me out when I first watched it, creeped me out again. I think it's because it's been such a long time since I watched it, I forgot about those moments. So it's just sort of like, again, without giving too much away, I can't remember the actress's name.
Got Harrison Ford and do you know what? I actually don't remember.
I was about to say Jodie Foster, but it's definitely not Jodie Foster.
I forget her name. It's silly, really, isn't it? Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer. That's the one. That's the one. I knew that. So I was just testing you.
I didn't cheat. I didn't read that. So.
But there's a scene with Michelle Pfeiffer. She's at a lake, and you just see this face in the water, and that moment still gives me goosebumps. Because it's just such a frightening thing, because it's like, is it looking at her, or is it, just sort of looking to oblivion? But it's just, I don't know, it's just made me feel really uneasy. I think because I don't do water, like lakes and seas, so the fact of seeing a face just sort of staring at you, I think it's just something so eerie about it. So it done its job again, and it creeped me out.
Well, next time, don't look into a mirror. That's all I can say. But personally, I think that's what I like about ghost stories. Sometimes it doesn't just throw everything at you.
Yeah.
It's like a thriller. You don't know what's going on, but little bits of information or bits of scenes are happening. You think, is this real? Is this in the mind?
Yes.
So overall, story-wise, how many would you give out of 10 for that?
I'd probably give it like an 8. Again, I think where I don't really do ghost films that much, it still had the same impact on me, but I think some people may not find it as scary compared to some of the ghost films out today, which I don't consider to be scary. It's more like that, like every 5 minutes, that's a jump scare. Sorry, that's my word. But yeah, I think it was a good story. I wouldn't mind it because for my collection, because it is one of those that I think it's because of the cast as well that just helps to make it a good film.
So as far as like the acting's concerned, obviously these two people, major famous people.
Yeah,
Not that we forgot her name. I mean, that doesn't happen on a movie review show. Surely not. But acting wise, what did you think out of 10 for them?
About 9. Because Harrison Ford's a fantastic actor, and Michelle Pfeiffer, she's a brilliant actress as well. So, and I just think they play it so believable. And I think having these like A-listed actors, I guess you would call them, in a somewhat possible horror. I don't know. Would you call it horror? Would it be in the horror category-ish?
I think it sort of jumps on the rounds of horror, I suppose. But I don't know. Are ghost stories really known as horror?
I think so. I think it's kind of more paranormal sort of.
It's not like it's all like, you know, bloody and
Yeah.
stabbings and shootings and all this jazz. And I don't know what I'm doing this for, but apparently it's making some sort of effect on here. But yeah. And by the way, the person that was in it is called Michelle Pfeiffer. I may have to drop her name in this a few more times because she ever watches this, and I do apologise on behalf of Small Book Productions and Watch It that we forgot your name. Please forgive us. No letters, please. Okay, so what was the film that you lent me? I've forgotten. Where is it? Oh, it's on the floor. I'm so professional. And by the way, Michelle Pfeiffer is not in this film.
No.
You know, she would have been brilliant if she was in the film.
Yeah.
Just mention that. You know, Michelle.
Yeah,
She would have been brilliant.
So, what did I get you to watch?
Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr. and not Michelle Pfeiffer.
So basically, Sherlock Holmes, and if you don't know Sherlock Holmes from either the TV series or the books, it's basically Robert Downey Jr. is playing Sherlock Holmes, and Jude Law is playing
Watson.
Watson. That's the one.
No, he's not playing Michelle Pfeiffer.
No,
Just mention that.
no, okay. That's and basically, it's this sort of typical sort of detective story of him trying to solve like a mystery of someone who's supposed to be dead, but then they've come back, and yeah, what did you think?
Well, to be honest, I've seen some of this movie before, and
Yeah.
I wasn't that impressed with it originally.
Okay.
So, so I kept thinking, okay, now I've got to watch this film. I've got to watch this film. No, I'm not going to watch it yet. I'm not in the mood for it yet. All right, I'll watch it now. And I watched it. I ended up watching it. Ended up watching the end of this film about half an hour before Luke turned up to film this. So, you know, but I am actually a fan of the Sherlock Holmes sort of, you know, the movies and the TV show. I mean, I watched the TV shows from the 50s, and then the stuff that they did in the 90s, which is probably the most famous sort of version of Sherlock Holmes. And didn't Peter Cushing play him in a Hammer horror film?
Yeah, and Hound of Baskervilles.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the most famous story. So when I first watched this, I was like, well, this isn't really Sherlock Holmes. You know, I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is playing it really well, you know, but not as the essence of Sherlock Holmes that I've always known. So I think I probably found that difficult in that sense. But I actually enjoyed it more second time round.
Okay, cool.
So if you're looking at through like a traditional Sherlock Holmes and that, then you know, and you don't want anything sort of alternative version, then I wouldn't bother with this. But if you don't really mind, then yeah, go for it. The story is quite good. The acting's very good on everybody. It is sort of a thriller, murderous sort of thing. Although you don't really see any major murders like that. You just, you know, they don't make it so obvious or bloody, and that's just like. Story was quite good. A lot to try and follow as you go along. Like I said, he played it very well, but I say it wasn't the Sherlock Holmes that I kind of, you know, it could have been a totally different character more or less with just using their names. I thought one thing I did really notice in that is the graphics, the CGI. You know, when they tried to recreate Old London. Now there was a bit on it where they're building Tower Bridge. And I thought, well, I've been there. I've actually been on the. I've been on the bridge itself. I've been on, you know, walked across the top, not literally the top, you know, the bit you can go in. So it's kind of interesting to see. Oh yeah, you know, they've got that area right there, and they've got the Tower of London in the right position, and they really did recreate it very well. So it's interesting seeing that. If you like sort of thriller, but in a more modernish day sort of thing, even though it's set back in, I don't know, what, the 1800s, something like that?
Yeah, I think the late 1800s.
Yeah, then, you know, I'd recommend it in that sense. But say, if you're a more traditional Sherlock Holmes, then I wouldn't bother. But as far as the story is concerned, I would give it, you know, a good 8 out of 10. You know, I found myself following it more this time. Trying to keep up with how they're working out these things out. But And the acting, I would certainly give it, a same 8 out of 10. So
Cool.
there you go. That's what I think.
Excellent.
Now, if you didn't bother sort of rushing ahead trying to find out what the exciting news is, we think it is anyway.
Yeah.
We'll let you know now. And anyway, first things first, I want to say a big thank you to everybody that's been following us on this show. Absolutely marvellous. And originally we were only going to do like 10 shows of this. But we found that we've got there's like a small following at the moment, which is really, really appreciated and really nice. So what we're going to do, we've decided to extend the series. Now I don't know how many episodes we're going to do yet. We're going to sort of play it by ear, see what the viewership's like, and of course we're always looking to improve what we do, here on Watch It. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to actually have more Watch It shows. So thank you very much indeed for making that happen.
It's appreciated, guys. Thank you.
And also, our second bit of news is a brand new show which Luke's going to be producing, and we're going to both present it. I don't know why I'm going to be there, but I'm happy I'm going to be there. So, what's it all about, Luke?
Basically, it's can I tell them the title?
Now you can.
Okay, it's going to be called Watch It Horror, and I'm going to be going through the years from like 1920 to modern day horror. Just basically, I'll be picking my favourite films from each of those periods. So it could be like Universal monster movies, to Hammer horror, to slasher films, to modern day, to, in my opinion, bad horror films. And yeah, I'm gonna be doing possibly talking about 3 films each time, but from each of those categories. So yeah, I look forward to doing that because horror is sort of my speciality, and I've been wanting to do something like this for a little while, so I'm really looking forward to doing it.
So there's a link, you see, even though it's a different production here at Smallbrook, because it is Watch It. Because originally, when I said to Luke about doing the idea of doing this show, it was just going to be a spin-off probably after this series finished, and we do that for a while if Luke was up for it. But because obviously we're going to extend Watch It, this show, we're going to do Watch It Horror as well. So it should be fun.
Double dose.
It should be fun. I don't like horror films, so this should be interesting. Why am I here? But there you go. What was the last? Yeah, and the next bit of news, again, it links everything together. Watch It Horror, and this next bit of news. And if you've been following Smallbrook for some time, whether it was under the Smallbrook name or under my personal name on YouTube, you may have noticed, if you look at the back catalogue, that I've done quite a lot of short films over the time, and Luke was in one of them as well. And so I kind of decided I want to get back into writing and making short films again. And I've come up with an idea. It's kind of like it's a horror. Bearing in mind I don't like horror movies. I know it's a ridiculous me writing it, but there you go. It's going to be a horror comedy thing.
Yeah.
And it's actually going to be called Watch It Horror the Movie. So already that title should tell you all you need to know about it, really. So I'm actually writing it at the moment, and obviously we're going to get a few of the some of the Watch It Horror shows out there before we actually release the movie thing. So it gives me plenty of time to get things going and get writing in there. And so that will be on a line on YouTube sometime in the future. I can't give you a date for that yet, and I don't know the date yet. We're going to release Watch It Horror. We are filming that today, actually, but I think we'll probably record a few before we actually put them out. I like the idea of perhaps trying to get them out. Like this show is, it gets released every Sunday at 6 p.m. UK time, and then it's just out there for who knows how long onto YouTube and such like. So we're going to go with that, and so we're going to kind of sort of schedule it. It's probably midweek, probably Wednesday, I think.
Yeah.
We'll talk about, won't we? So,
yeah.
So we don't know the date release for that yet. We'll let you know as soon as possible. But of course, you can actually join us over on Facebook. I'll put a link in the comment section below, and if you join onto that, then of course you'll be one of the first people to know when that date for Watch Your Horror is released. And of course, the update show I do here on Smallbrook, I'll tell you on there as well. So either. But there you go.
Yeah. I like that you're writing it though.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because the fact you're not a horror fan and you're going to take your time to write a horror-themed story, I think it's really cool.
It doesn't give you like danger signals. He's not a horror fan, but he's writing a horror-ish sort of thing.
That's how it starts though. Most filmmakers do stuff like that.
Do they?
Yeah, they're
They
not.
start writing stuff they don't really, not really into.
That's not in their comfort zone, and then they end up just making a really good film.
I hope I don't scare myself. I've got to work with him, so I'll probably freak out anyway.
In his face.
Don't go there. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this show. Please, if you like the show, give it a like on YouTube. And of course, if you haven't already, then please subscribe to the channel. Every like and subscription to the channel is a big boost, and obviously helps get our show and other shows here at Smallbrook out there. So thank you very much, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you for watching.
Bye bye.